Good afternoon, friends. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, September 5th, 2025, and I'm Nancy Thompson, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Skinny Atlas, New York, and welcome to my craft room. It's time to get creative, time to feel inspired, and time to share all those beautiful creations with others. So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from, especially if you're new to my channel so I can welcome you. So today we have, we're doing a one-sheet wonder where you're going to make your own designer paper for this one-sheet wonder. So, okay, I see Karen is joining us again this week. Welcome, welcome. It's going to be a fabulous day. If you're loving fall, you're going to love these fall cards, okay? Let's see here. So Wednesday, we created these cards right here. They were using the Gathering Together, I believe, is the name of the stamp set. I think it is. Let me look here. Gathering Moments is what it is. And so we made these in some different color schemes, or we made one. I think we did the curry one on Wednesday. And just stamped our own paper in the background here as well. Great way to create your own and not have to, with just simple basic white cardstock or vanilla or some type of basic cardstock. Hi, Karen. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so today we're using the Gathering Moments from the online exclusives, and I was really ready at 3 o'clock, but then my UPS guy came, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of something that just got released on a couple of the new kits that were released on Wednesday, okay? So let's get started because today is Friday and it's cruising night for us, so we had a cruising to go to. Okay, so the online exclusives, you can find my newsletter has, I think it's still in there, a PDF for this. I'm pretty sure I do have it in there in the newsletter. So if you're not a subscriber to my newsletter, get on that newsletter list. That's where you're going to find tutorials, especially the card I just showed you. There will be a tutorial for that one. I'm going to kind of make it into a sketch card. So going with that, and then I should be able to do this one as a tutorial as well. So if you have even if it's copy paper, grab a piece of copy paper or even a piece of cardstock that you can make your own, do your own measurements as we go for this one sheet wonder, because it is fabulous. Okay, I have done this before and it's such an easy one sheet to make, and you only need 2 pieces of cardstock to get 5 cards out of it. Okay, we're going to make 5 card fronts with 2 pieces of cardstock, and then you need 2.5 more for card bases. Okay, so you're going to love how I've worked the measurements. So the second piece that we're going to mat is going to come out of 1 piece of cardstock. All right. Okay, so what are we going to do first? Let's cut our cardstock. So if you have a piece of cardstock and you want to create a template, you can just use your scoring blade, or grab a pen also and draw it right in your tracks as you go. Okay, you might need to kind of push on the button, or you could do a pencil if a pencil will reach down in there, and just make your marks, and then you have a template forever. And because that's what I did here. Okay, and I need to make my template so I can understand a little better. All right, but you make a template, and then you've got it forever, and you don't have to rethink the process or forget about it. Okay, so we've got an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're gonna score. Okay, we're not gonna cut, we're gonna score, because the way we make this one sheet wonder, you're gonna love. Okay, and as we go along, you're just gonna love this. All right, so we're gonna line it up at 3.5 inches, and I'm gonna score. Okay, and then I'm gonna also score at, let me open this up, at 8 1/4. Okay, I think that's right. Yes, 8 1/4 inches. All right. That 1/4 inch is going to be a piece of scrap later on, okay? All right, so we're now going to turn it this way, and we are going to do, this is where I gotta like, I need to look at my cheat sheet here. We're going to go at 4 7/8, okay? So we're going to go down to 4 7/8, and up here was our 3 1/2 inch width. So we want to go 4 7/8 long, and I'm just going to go down to that score mark, okay? And I'm going to slide it down to, did I do this again? I didn't write down where I need to go. 1 1/2 inches. We're going to just kind of flip it this way, and 1 1/2. Did that go there? Okay. We're going to bring this over to here at 1 1/2, okay? There we go. And that should be 4 7/8 here. From here to here should be 4 7/8 as well. Okay? All right, so we've got 2 cards right here. And now here, we're going to do 3 1/2 inch increments. So from this score line, again, we're going to start the score line and come down 3 1/2. And we're going to go down to 7 inches. Oh, I went in there a little too far. Let's start at the score line. There we go. And then we're going to go down to 10 1/2, right? That's another 3 1/2. So let's start at that score line again and score. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. You guys see all those score marks right there? So the reason I score, or you could lightly draw with a pencil, but I like to score because when we go to cut this apart, you're not even going to notice those score marks, okay? So we're done with our trimmer for the moment. Okay, now we're going to pull in our colors. We're going to stamp this, all right? So each one of these is a card, okay? So, so we're going to start with our greetings first. I like to add my greeting on, and you could either do landscape or you could do portrait, whatever look that you like. We're going to do all landscape cards here, and I'm going to use the greeting, expressing your heartfelt gratitude, because that's what's in our card or our stamp set right here, okay? There's a lot of great things in here, and so we're going to use that. Okay, so I'm going to, and you can decide, do you always want all your greetings in the bottom right corner? Do you want it in the center? It doesn't matter. Pick and choose. Do a variety of cards. Have you ever done one like this, Karen, before? So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go part way up with this one. And maybe we'll go down here in the lower part here. And remember, I'm doing them all landscape, okay? So let's just kind of go here. Because by doing it this way, it helps you to, you just start building, you know where to build your, the rest of your images, like your leaf images, okay? And let's go down here. Okay, we've got all our greetings on, okay? So I've got crushed curry here in the large leaf, and I am going to just start simply adding some leaves on here. It's okay if I overlap the lines, okay? You want it to look as natural as possible, okay? I love doing one sheet wonders like this. And let's see, let's add one there. And just kind of keep adding, you know, your bigger leaves kind of fairly close together, because they're the ones that, you know, you want to take up the most room, okay? Alrighty, let's see. Let's go like this. And it's okay to have some dead space too, okay? White space. You don't have to totally fill everything in. All right, let's take a look at this. And let's add another one over here. And I think one more right there. Oh, this is going to be scrap right here. Okay. All right. What are you thinking so far? Okay. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it is such an easy concept. Okay. We can always go back and add more. Okay. You can't take it away though. So let's start with our cherry cobbler next. And we'll start filling in with some cherry cobbler. And as we did on Wednesday, it's okay to overlap. Okay. I gotta be careful not to rock my boat. There's a lot of excess rubber on this stamp here. And, oh, I'm getting it. I don't know if I got a cleaner here. I do. Let's give this a clean. I should just trim it. So, and also, don't forget, Stampin' Up! Is by around the end of the year, or within the next, the spring mini catalog, the January catalog, we are not going to be seeing any more red rubber stamps, unfortunately. I know I'm going to miss them, but it's time to go with the times and make sure we can still keep having stamps made for us. Okay, let's see, because Stampin' Up! Is finding it really hard to outsource the red rubber, the supplies they need to produce red rubber stamps. Okay, let's see, where else do we need? Okay, so we got that. Let's add in some Old Olive, and it feels good to use Old Olive. I have neglected Old Olive in a long time. I was more a Granny Apple Green girl here. I love Granny Apple Green. It's just brighter, bolder. So keep twisting and turning your leaves here. And you can make them as sparse or as layered up as you want it to go here. You just want kind of a nice flow of color, okay? All right, let's see here. Just keep turning. And let's add one there. Where else do we need some green? Let's add one up there. Okay, we can always add more after we cut. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. Oh, maybe here. Okay, I think that looks good. So we'll set that aside. Now, we're gonna let me move some of my ink here. Okay, let's bring our trimmer back in here. Now we're gonna simply cut this apart. So our first cut was, what did I do there? Oh, okay. Our first cut was 3.5 inches, okay? Hi, Colleen. We are rocking and rolling today. I was pretty much almost on time here. Okay, so we're gonna go at 3.5 inches. We just completed, we had pre-scored a grid pattern. You guys can see that grid pattern now, right? So by pre-scoring with these measurements, it helps if doing 5 cards is too complicated, you could just do it into 4s, okay? But I love to maximize my paper and get as many cards out of it as I can, okay? There will be a template on this. Thanks, Karen. Well, I'm just excited. I love fall, and it's just a beautiful, it's going to be a beautiful set of cards. Okay, we're going to line up at 3.5 inches, and we're going to cut, okay? And then we need our lengths to be 4 7/8. We're going to do that. Turn it on. There's my score line. So I'm right on track. All right, look at that. One already done. Now we're going to go down here to 4 7/8 again. Did I do that right? I must not scored that properly. We're going to just cut it. I must have not done the math. I'll have to do the math on that. I didn't add it across. The template will share that. We might add another leaf with that one. And now this one should be 4 7/8 as well. Okay. My scoring is totally off here. Something's off. Okay, we got that. And we're gonna go 3.5 inches. There's card 3, another 3.5, and another 3.5. Yeah, I don't know. I must have moved the paper or something. Okay, look at this. This is all the scrap there is from that one sheet, okay? We got 5 cards out of there. We'll get rid of that. Let's just set those aside. Let's cut our card mats. So we'll be able to get the mats for all 5 of these out of this one sheet, okay? So you're gonna love next week's newsletter. Okay, so we're gonna go 5 inches, okay? 5 inches, set that aside. And this should be 3 5/8, 3.5. What did I do here? Oh, that's why it was off. Oh my goodness. I told you the wrong measurements. The white should have been 4 3/4. Oh, rats. Okay, hang on. Let's see. 3. I have another piece right here, and we can trim up our white. That's why it was off. Okay. And I have it right down on my piece of paper. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so this should be 4 7/8, Nancy. 4 7/8. And then this width should be 3 5/8, which it is, because then this paper will fit widthwise. We just need to trim that 1/4 inch off. So we'll go 4 7/8 long. So there's 1. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. This is all the scrap so far. And now 3 5/8. 1. So that's number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Okay, little scrap. That's it. Okay, isn't that cool? So we got our 5 mats. Let's fix this. 4 3/4, Nancy, is what it needs to be. Oops, let's go to this one. Okay, that gets rid of that score line. Here we go. I guess I was having too much excitement, Karen, right? Oh, these are going to be pretty. You could choose whatever color leaves you like. If you like to have Real Red or Poppy Parade and Daffodil Delight, it can be whatever you like. Okay, now we got the right things. But the template, the PDF will have the accurate measurements on it, okay? Okay, because I won't forget that. Now we can layer these up, okay? But let's just look at them. I got confused as to the way they looked, but when you, I wonder if that one's it. But aren't these just like, look how beautiful these are, just like this. So I think this, I got a little score mark right there. So let's see if we can burnish that out just a hair. Sometimes if you just kind of rub your bone folder over that embossed line there, it might smooth it out. It helped a little bit, okay? So let's add a little, this is where you can go in and juice up your card here a little bit if you wanted to, okay? So I think I'm going to leave that down there alone, and just add a little greenery there. Let's do that, and let's add a little red there. Okay, I think that looks good. I think we need a little greenery right there. Okay, let's see. I think that looks okay, and that one looks okay. Maybe just a little green right there. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's put these cards together. Super simple and easy. Whoops, we got a score mark there. Remember, I got a little zealous there, overzealous. So we're gonna just adhere these. No acorn stamp today. That is a good idea. I do have my acorn stamp out. Thanks for reminding me. That's got that wide overcut on it. Okay, your cards are going to be so pretty. Thanks, Karen. Colleen, I'm so glad. I know, this is like, we forget to make designer paper like this. It could be floral. I mean, leaves are my favorite way to do stuff. You know, or I love, you know, leaves. Okay, well, that looks good. I think we'll just kind of go with like 3, 4, 5. All right. I don't know. Got to twist and turn, Nancy. So don't forget to do your twist and turn here. Okay, I think we'll go with 3 on that one, and I'm getting the halo. Oh, I do not like that. I almost got to like stamp like on one side. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's adhere these together. So these should fit onto our early espresso. And don't you just love that you get 2 cards or 5 cards out of 1 sheet of cardstock, plus the mats out of 1 sheet as well. So we're gonna kind of partially do these. I made these cards differently, and I didn't use the same measurements on my sample cards because I hadn't found my template. I didn't pull out my template. I think I was just going by memory or something. Okay, so let's glue these together. And so in the meantime, why don't you all let me know, what card base would you choose to put these on? Would you go with Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, or Crushed Curry, or Old Olive? So this is going to be the curry. This would be the Daffodil Delight right there, or the Old Olive. Everybody's Old Olive was a favorite yesterday. So what is today's favorite color? Hi, Betty. Welcome. Okay, yes, definitely watch this replay because I walk you through how to cut this 1 sheet of paper into 5 cards. And I did make a mistake on one of the measurements on the white cardstock, because the white cardstock should be 4 3/4 inches long by 5 1/2. Okay. So it's a beautiful day here. I had classes this morning, fall classes this morning, but it's windy, super windy. One of each, love them all. We're going to make one though, okay? Because they're all going to be the same. So let's just choose this one, and we're going to take some linen thread here. Okay. So I never know how much to do. So I start with my tail, okay? That looks like a long enough tail. And then I make a loop up to where the tail is going to be. And then I make a second loop. All right. Or I make a loop, not a second loop. I make a loop, and I put from where my loop is, and I'm going to wrap it around twice. And then I bring my linen thread back to where my loop ended, and then I'm bringing down the length of it and cutting it. So there's enough there to make a bow, 2 bows, and a tail each. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. That's the way I do it. So let's tie this up, because I hate wasting ribbon. You either cut it too long or too short, right? And this way, this system for me kind of gets it just about right. Like I guess I should call it the Goldilocks bow, right? Oh, maybe I'm tired today and I'm being punchy. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. So, and I have to share with you the 2 new kits that came in my box. I opened my box really, really quick before I went live to share with you the 2 kits that were released on Wednesday. One I think is going to go fast because I think it'll be popular, and who knows if they'll get more in. I don't know. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Just look at that by itself. All right, what card base we have? We got an old olive again, old 2 curry. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. Cheryl says curry, and we've got 2 old olives. Hi, Noni. Okay, so I guess we're going to go with old olive again, okay? But I have a sample of them all. But they all just look fabulous because we chose a color in the ink that we use for the base. The Early Espresso makes everything pop against the card base, okay? We've got sun but wind. It's like gusty wind here. And when you're doing this technique, you definitely want to have some type of grid paper or scrap paper down so you don't get your card, your work surface all inky. Okay, we need some dimensionals. Let's see, so let's take some dimensionals here. I'm going to use up some of these edges that we have. Okay. There we go. And let's grab my little trash bowl here. Maybe. Okay. And then we're going to just simply center this onto here. You could, like if you really wanted to really zhuzh it up, right? You could emboss the card base, but I'm keeping it simple because this is just simple, plain stamping. It's great for any beginner crafter or experienced crafters. We need those quick cards where we can make a whole stack of them. I mean, you don't even have to layer it up. This technique would be great even just on a card base or as a note card as well. And just leave it at that. Okay, we're gonna add one more thing. We're gonna add some of these loose sequins, okay? Loose gold sequins. I got a yawn there. Oh, sorry about that. So I think I'm gonna focus my sequins around my greeting. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna use the liquid glue. You could use the glue dots. Some of the sequins are tinier than a glue dot. And I just love how the glue just sets up and dries. So we're gonna just kind of set that aside and let's create, did I cut cardstock for the inside? Hang on, let's see here. I thought I did. Okay, my desk is quite the mess. I thought I had, because you're going to use the same measurements. All right, I guess I did not. So we're going to cut. You need to cut at least 1 strip here. Maybe I just share with you again how I cut, right? Because I told you how to cut. Oh, I just got sequins all over my desk. I slopped the dish. All right. So we're first going to do 3.5 inches. Okay. There we go. Because the inside would be the same. Okay, Siri, go away. I didn't touch her. Goodbye. So 3.5, and we need 4 3/4. I almost did 4 7/8 again. So 4 3/4. There's 1, another 4 3/4. There's 2, our piece of scrap. And then we could do the 4 3/4 again. All right. We got a little 1/4 inch there. Now 3.5. Simple, right? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Do you need me to do the early espresso again? Let me know if I do, because I have more cut from the first cut. Okay, so there's our white. So let's see. We're gonna put, I see I got sequins all over. Here we go. Where's my early express? Oh, I closed it up. Let's open this up. We're gonna just stamp many things in the front. And just remember, when you're inking up your stamp, it's a light touch. I had to remind, many of my customers this morning about that light stamping, because these ink pads are so soft and juicy. You don't need to press down into the ink pad. It's just a light touch along the surface. You'll feel it. As soon as you feel that stamp, you're hitting ink. It's getting ink. Okay, so let's add, this is so easy to dress up the inside. I'm gonna add some crushed curry. Maybe I'll just kind of go up here too. Let's add some cherry cobbler here. All right, and let's see, let's add some greenery right there. And maybe one right there. Okay, there we go. Let's go with our crushed, or our early espresso here. So I think this card's even simpler than the one I did on Wednesday, but here's our card base, but I've got that glue on there. I think it's starting to set up now. So when I hit it with, when I add the sequins, using your take your pick tool is great for picking up those sequins. Just press that there and hit another one here. And I guess it's a good thing I spilled my sequins on my desk, because I can pick them up easier. There we go. So that's done. And then we're gonna add our beautiful inside. You like it layered on the espresso? I do too. So as you can see, these are the same exact size as the front. Just makes all your cutting so simple. And I like the bigger border looks nice too in there. Okay, isn't that pretty? All right, envelope. We need an envelope. This makes it easy to decorate. You don't need, we're making our own. We didn't need designer paper. So let's add some funness to our envelope, right? We'll just kind of go up there a little bit. And we'll kind of go like this. Go there. Okay, I think that looks good. And let's add, I always, this greenery goes the opposite way than this one. This one goes to the left, this one goes to the right. Same with this one right here. All right, where are we gonna put this baby? We'll just go like that. All right, we got a beautiful envelope here. Let's move the ink out of the way. So there's our envelope. And let's move that out of the way. We've got that. You can just see these beautiful cards right there. I mean, you don't have to bump it up if you don't want to. Sometimes it would just even look great, just plain, just a simple basic card without even no linen thread or anything like that. Just depends on how quick you need something. Okay, so we've got an old olive there. We've got, this is what I did. I did 2 old olives, and then I did the cherry cobbler, and then a crushed curry. This would make a beautiful set of cards to give to someone, or mail out to those that you love, right? Okay, I haven't been watching the comments, so I think it looks good. All right, I know, Colleen, fall, fall, fall. There'll be fall classes coming soon to the class lineup. I just have several events coming up this next week that I got to cut first. I've got Stamp Club, I've got my team meeting, and Crafters Tea next week. So I got a lot of cutting in my future real soon. So if you're loving this stuff, make sure to go to createwithnancy.com, click that shop now button, and order any of these products, okay? All right. I need to get a screenshot here. So I'm going to go back to my face here. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Let's get rid of this. I need something for social media that I can look at. All right, I got to take a quick screenshot right here. I never know where to look. There we go. My hair is a wreck, but that's the beauty, right? Okay, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. It's, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. So thanks, Noni. Yes, they would make beautiful Thanksgiving cards. I'm going to I'll hold these up one more time. So who knows what color scheme I would like to work on, right? So there's that one. And then let's get this old olive one as well. All right. There we go. So have a great weekend. Come back next Wednesday for some more Creative Ink. Oh, hang on. I forgot to show you the 2 new kits. See? Out the window, Nancy. I just kind of forget. All right. So the first thing I want to share with is Stampin' Up! Is celebrating World Card Making Day on October 4th. It's the same day as, I got to get my screen here set up. Thanks, Karen. I know, Colleen, I can't wait for the tea as well and the retreat. So Stampin' Up! Is celebrating World Card Making Day. Their event is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our time, and they are sharing this new kit. You do not have to purchase the kit, but I highly recommend. My next newsletter should have, I don't think I put it in there, a registration link for you to register for the event, whether you attend or not, because they're giving out free gifts. And I don't want you to miss out on that free gift, okay? I don't know what it is, but this is the kit, this is what they will be sharing on October 4th, this kit right here, and you can order it now. You don't have to attend if you want to. It is called this Handmade and Heartfelt Kit. Maybe we'll put this together next week since I am so busy. So I think this might be next week's live that we put this together, okay? It includes this. You can see a picture of this box here, and then there's 10 cards. I think there's 2 each of 10 cards, or I could be wrong. But this is my favorite right there. But we'll dive into it next week, okay? But let me share with you, and these are while supplies last, okay? So if you're in love with it, you're going to want to order it soon, okay? Okay, so what is the other kit? I'm anxious to look at this one here. Whoops, my leaning tower is falling over. Okay, this is a simple, a non-stamping kit. And this came out, Roads to Christmas Kit. So maybe we'll put this one together too on Wednesday. I'm not sure how long this one's a quickie one. There is, I think there's 8 cards in this, and I believe it's a $14 kit. And this one's while supplies last too. Being Christmas, I don't know if they'll reorder, but it is still September, but who knows? The main thing is just depends on how fast they sell out, but I think this is going to be fabulous as well. The envelopes look fun, but we'll maybe dive into these 2 next week, unless I happen to have time to create something, okay? All right, so what do you think about the kits? Anybody? Do they sound, where did I go? Here we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Let me know if you think they're interesting kits or not. I love feedback, and Stampin' Up! Loves feedback as well regarding their kits. So, all right. Have a fabulous weekend now, okay? I'm off to our cruising night after I clean up my stamps, and we will see you again next week, and some of you sooner. All right. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much for joining in. And if you really loved today's video, make sure to share it with somebody else, and better yet, invite them to come and join you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.